We are Fortnite gamers, mobile players, paywall haters, entertainers, hot as lasers. Tell your neighbor, do a favor, you should subscribe, and you'll see more. Knightlightning, he's not lightning, so enlightening, not so frightening. Hit like, and you'll see more. Who farted? He's who farted, not faint-hearted, nor outsmarted. Let's get started.
Welcome to Fortnite Gamers. Today we are going to be discussing our top wishes for Disney Sorcerer's Arena this year, 2021. And today our avatar is Hercules.
A big thing that's happened in news all over the place for DSA. What has happened is Mickey has actually jumped reality, went to Marvel and grabbed his own gauntlet and called it the Divinity Gauntlet. We're going to be talking to you guys about exactly what Mickey has in store for this by giving it to Hercules.
Now, our wishes here fall into 6 major categories represented by the Infinity Gems, or the Divinity Gems in this case. Reality, power, space, time, mind, and soul. So, Littlefinger, let's talk about this first gem, the Reality Gem. So, what is on your wish for what we can do with this Reality Gem?
What I would like to see is when Hercules holds his hands up and snaps his fingers for DSA that we are going to have more raids and actually activate Zeus.
Yeah, this guy's been sitting on the bench for quite a long time, and I'm getting a little tired of seeing him there.
I mean, his thumbs ups are kind of really turning into kind of middle fingers to DSA saying, listen, people, use me already or let me just go.
I would love to see a Titans raid where we have the different Titans from Hercules in there, like the Ice Titan and whatnot.
Absolutely.
As well done as the Ursula raid is, one major problem I think we can all agree on is that it gets easier as you go through it. Like, there's no reason why the first part of a raid should be the most annoying part and the hardest rather than the last part. It's a little backwards. One way to make sure that the phase, say, 4 or 5 of the next raid is harder than, say, phase 1 or 2 is start combining the bosses from the previous phases. So let's say you have, the Ice Titan and the Fire Titan is like phase 1 and 2 respectively. Phase 4, just throw all the Titans together. They're all there, and you have to beat all of them at the same time. And I think that would make damn sure that last phase is complete pandemonium and harder than the first phase.
I mean, I think it would be ridiculous, actually, if you had that kind of all of those Titans in there. I mean, if they have their special abilities from the first tier and the second tier and they're using that against you and really, like, kicking you in the teeth, I mean, I'm sure in the fourth one, it would just be a slaughter fest on you. Unless
that's what I want. I don't want Frontierland to be able to beat this new raid in 2 weeks.
Well, I mean, a lot of people, I'm sure, now are starting to finally get Ursula shards.
Yeah, I think we are beating it faster than the devs intended, and I think one way they can avoid that problem is if they throw all the bosses together in the last level. Do you want to see? We're getting more towers. What are you thinking about the towers that are going on? Do we need more towers in this game yet?
Well,
are you kind of
what
satisfied?
I see is that we have 3 towers already. We have the Stitch Tower, we have Triton Tower, we also have the Tangled Tower, but which also is a joke because if you look at it, Tangled, a lot of their abilities are still really bugged. And I mean, people who actually have her unlocked, and also Star 7 are like losing constantly because she's just not effective of what her abilities are.
All right, let's move on to our Power Stone for our power-related wish. This is what I want to see. I want to see kit balance come from this power wish. Right now, we have a lot of characters in this game, new characters and even characters getting refreshed, where the devs are almost forced to keep going with certain mechanics that I would argue are problem mechanics. And this is what I'm talking about. Okay, the first one I want to talk about is right here. Haste. There are so many characters that are getting haste mechanics, even refreshes, like characters like Baloo are getting haste built into their kits because it's the only way to keep pace with this game. And what we're ending up with is a very dangerous situation where almost every character needs to have speed meter gain or haste built into their kits, or they're just never going to take turns in this game. The other one is at the top of this list, harmful immunity. It seems like every other character that comes out in this game now since November has some kind of harmful immunity built into their kits. And this is absolutely terrible. And the reason it's terrible is because you have all of these other debuff heavy kits, take your Jafars, your Madam Mims, who are completely useless. And even if you believe that you don't need to care about old characters, let's say you don't have to anymore, it really harms new characters because when you have harmful effects that you want to make part of your character's kits for new characters you're releasing, you really can't even do it. I mean, look at Ursula. There's a reason they had to give her 100% potency and unblockable ability. The developers are backing themselves into a corner where unless they're putting in harmful immunity and speed meter gain and haste into these kits, and it's going to be too much old, tired use of the same mechanics over and over again. They need to stop the speed gain. They need to stop the harmful immunity. They need to figure this out because every single character, unless they have like 300 speed out of the gate, they're going to have to build haste and speed meter gain and harmful immunity into all these kits just to keep pace with all the characters we have in this game.
What I would like to see is basically Elsa getting balanced as well. For every positive buff on her, it doesn't really increase her attack. It would just help level her out, but it wouldn't give her extra boost of power.
Right, you're talking about the final ability of Show Yourself.
Yes.
Now, why do you think that needs to be removed or changed somehow? Like maybe reduced to like 2% damage per helpful effect? Like what?
I would say that, yeah, because if you look at it, that special goes through evasion.
Right.
And what I feel is that if you're fighting somebody who has, let's say, 3 tanks or even 2 tanks on the board, and they have her, and the other guys are feeding her extra positive abilities, there's no getting through that. So what you want to do is you want to make the game interesting by balancing it, making her not too overclassed.
That's an interesting point because at this point, Elsa has been in the game for so long that it is surprising at this point that she is such an important part of almost every major team out there, which is one of the reasons I refuse to run her. I know you don't run her either, but
no, I go with my fun way of playing the game, but
yeah, and let's
feel like it's
clarify,
overplayed.
you are number 1 in Sorcerer's Tournament. You are grand champion. Even I, who don't run her, I'm not in the grand champion PvP level, but I don't do. If we take a look here, I don't do too bad in my Sorcerer's Tournament. I think if we weren't shooting this today, I would have taken number 1. But here I am at number 3. There are ways to win without it, but it is annoying when you scroll through PvP at your Sorcerer's Tournament. You see like 9 out of 10 teams have Elsa in there, and it just gets old. And I think we need that changed up. All right, let's discuss our Space Gem related wish, and that is I want to move across space and have more PvP options. Now, a big credit to Disney Sorcerer's Arena is the PvP that's in this game is really good. There are a lot of games like this game that did not have live PvP. So that is great. But I want more. I want to be able to go into a battle with my buddy Littlefinger, regardless of our tier levels, and be able to consent to a battle, like a sandbox kind of mode. I think that would be a lot of fun. It would help a lot of testing. You're going to get a lot more content creators doing things. I'm in challenger mode. Littlefinger, you're in the grand champion level. But I feel like if we are friends in game or our clubmates, there's really no reason we shouldn't be able to do a live PvP battle with each other.
So we're now going to start with the next stone, the time stone. So now what we see is if we actually look at our spells, we have 27 spells. But now if you think about those 27 spells, one of those spells is actually not even active in the game, and that's the honey spell. If you can see, it's on our spells, but yet there is no way to purchase. There is not even any way to farm. These are the 3 other spells that the only way you can get them is by purchases. Are Wild Imagination, the Claw, and even Dad's Moves. Which, is it smart on DSA? Absolutely. Is it helpful? For some people, how they use them with certain teams? Absolutely.
So your contention is that this game's been out for almost a year. We only have 27 spells, 24 of which are farmable. And I want to see more spells in general. I feel like we need to double at this point the amount of spells available. And I'm not saying they have to be super strong or super powerful or even that useful, but they got to be interesting. I mean, you just get bored after a while with the same options. I mean, there's only really like 4 spells people are really using now.
How many characters are in the game? There's at least 107. 107 characters. So you want to see at least the spells to keep up with each time a character comes out. Maybe every other time a character comes out.
Maybe like maybe like one spell when there's a new faction introduced. Like if you're going to introduce Tangled, get one spell with it, or Sensational 6, one spell with it. Consider this. Grammatella is the latest spell we got in the game, and this spell came out when Moana was introduced. And we're talking what? The summertime?
Absolutely.
That is way too long to go without having a single spell introduced. So make our time investment in DSA more worth it by giving us not just characters, but spells.
And now, are we ready for the next and the 5th stone, which is the Mind Stone? We need changes in the exchanges.
Yes, I agree. We need changes in the exchanges. And this is the Mind Stone because at this point, there's really not a lot to go after except for gear for the higher end players. And I'm not even talking about people who are beating the Ursula raid. But there are plenty of people who have I know you, Littlefinger, have all of these characters maxed out, all at 7 stars, and you have nothing to do with this currency anymore.
Nope. If you actually look at our club exchange, the last ones that they actually have added was from the Frozen event.
That's a long time ago.
And
wow.
Exactly.
That is like what 9 months ago did Frozen come out?
At least 9 months.
Yeah, that I feel like if you could change your exchange every 6 months, that would be not good, but at least something. There needs to be some rotation. Just add a few more lines in here. I mean, the gear is always here. Oh, there's a lot of rhyming going on by accident. Changing the exchange, the gear is always here, but we need some more characters. Maybe, I don't know. We need something. We need something different. I feel like there's certain characters that just need to be farmable in different ways. We need more variety. These exchanges need to mean something. Half of these exchanges are essentially useless right now. For the Soul Stone, our wish is to make it work. And what I'm talking about are your new characters. They need to work. They need to work as written. If you put out new characters and you release them, and I understand if there's glitches for like a week, but you need to get that fixed. Because the health of this game, the soul of this game is that we are farming these characters for these mechanics and to use these characters in a way that you are telling us, especially if you are taking our money from us. You damn sure better make sure this works. And if you don't, you better get ready to give everyone their money back who wants it. If somebody paid $30 for a character and that kit doesn't work, if there's even one sentence of that kit that doesn't work right, you should offer that person's money back.
Or their time back.
Let's turn our attention to this screenshot I took. This is from the Disney Sorcerer's Arena official Discord, their bugs section. I asked Lyra, who was kind enough to allow me to share this with all of you today. Let's look at this. Remember, this is not within the first week or so of Rapunzel getting released. This is Lyra's notes. Rapunzel's leadership isn't giving speed to princesses. Rapunzel's hair snare only hits one adjacent target. Rapunzel's revives are inconsistent. Again, the whole point of this character. Her restoration incantation should start with one fewer magic to avoid wasting it for one turn on defense or allow it to rewind turn one damage. So there's all this other stuff about Beast, about Sheriff and Bubbles and all this stuff. And notice at the bottom, Goofy's at the list, which we've pointed out here before that his basic doesn't call people to assist. How many people on this list that just Lyra put out are brand new characters? These are the most recent characters in this game. Rapunzel, Beast, Goofy, Belle, all having issues even now. This is the soul of your game. You need to get this right. There are so many people leaving this game who are getting frustrated because of issues like this. Collecting characters and their kits is the heart of this game. And if they don't work right, you need to fix it. You need to make it work. And if people put in their time, their resources that they've earned, and especially if they've used money to unlock these characters or to tier them up, whatever, you absolutely need to give them restitution. Exactly what they gave you, you need to give back. So my suggestion, our suggestion here, make it work.
We as customers, as game players, as people like us on channels, if we're showing you all the glitches, you would expect you guys to actually put your time and your souls into fixing something that you guys created. It's just a simple job.
They must not understand how much money they are losing by not doing the right thing. You know, it's funny. I had a number of people reach out to us asking us to review the new characters that came out. Finn, Maximus, and Rapunzel. And I was about to do that. And then I looked at the kit and I said to myself, yes, I would love to be able to say, yeah, this looks really cool. This is really awesome. These are the combinations you can use and all this stuff. And I was speaking to Who Farted right before we were going to do it, and we decided not to. Why? At the end of the day, we both looked at it and said, you know what? We really don't know if any of this actually works. And how are we going to review something that might not work? That is the kind of level we're at, where we can't even put our faith into a character review because we're not convinced. We can't take any of it at face value. And you and I were having a debate, Littlefinger. You were going to go hard after Maximus and Finn Rider. And what did I say to you?
Oh yeah, they're gonna have glitches.
I have no faith that if I'm buying something with my resources, time, or money, that I'm actually getting what you're selling me. You are giving me something on a menu. At some point, when your restaurant keeps giving you a menu of chicken parmesan and you keep ordering that and they bring you out wonton soup or something else, you'd be like, yeah, I mean, wonton soup's fine, but I was really looking forward to chicken parmesan. This isn't even close. Like, you just stop going to that restaurant after a while.
Absolutely.
Unless you really enjoy surprises. I don't know.
I don't know. When I actually go to a fast food place, I show the guy, I want that picture of that amazing Frosty and that burger. And what they give me is 2 small pieces of pickles and maybe a half slice of cheese and a really burnt ass bun. And I look at it and I'm like, that is not the picture, sir. That is not what I asked for.
That's it. That's all I'm saying. This is like basic goods and services. This is like regular business stuff. Just give me what you told me you're going to give me. I don't understand what's so complicated. Just want to give a shout out to Julie Carlin, Cobb, Smart Donut DSA, Joey Spencer, Victor Escobar, Thomas Juntil, Bold Hammer, and our buddy Mac Dog. Thank you for all of your comments.
Just like and subscribe down below. And for game developers, suck my